Hey you guys, in tonight's video I'm going to just be doing some simple tapping and scratching on a bunch of items that are just like within my reach. So when I filmed the no talking version of this video, I had just gotten off the phone with some of the little ones in my life that live in the US. I was doing a FaceTime call with them, and during that call something really special happened and it inspired me to film this video. So I thought I would share that story with you in the talking version. So I'm on the phone FaceTiming with a bunch of little ones at the same time, and as you can imagine it's a bit chaotic. These are little chocolate covered oranges, like orange peels I think. My best friend brought these from France when she visited, because she knows I have family members that love these. Anyway, just thought I'd mention I don't love these, but I have lots of family members, including my husband, that love them, so she brought them. Back to my story. Talking to a bunch of little ones at the same time, it's pretty chaotic. I tend to feel a bit anxious on the phone because I'm trying to connect with quite a few little ones at the same time, and they are sharing stories or jumping around, or it's a lot, and I really want to give them each the most attention and care that I can over the phone as best I can. And so it's not exactly like you're really relaxed on a phone call like that. So setting the stage there. After maybe 15 minutes of talking with them, one of the little ones, a little girl, she told me, "Oh, we got this book from the library and I set it aside because it makes really good sounds." Because she knows I do ASMR, and whenever I'm with them, they always love to make videos with me, and they like it. So she had set this book aside to let me listen to it, and she grabs the phone and she takes it over to another room where this old library book is sitting, and it's like a really janky book, it's been probably checked out millions of times, and the plastic's kind of cracking a bit. It's got like a plastic cover on like a kid's book, and she gently starts to move her hands across it, kind of like what I'm doing right now with this box, but very, very slowly and kind of focused. And she didn't say a word. She kept the camera on the item, and she literally just sat there and did a little bit of ASMR for me for probably 3 or 4 minutes. And even though I kind of said things once in a while like, "Wow, that sounds really nice," because I didn't expect her to just keep doing that, but she just kept doing it, and I literally was overcome with tingles and relaxation. It was wow, it's so relaxing, just this simple book in this simple sound, and the way she was kind of delicately touching it and making the little sounds, and she was absolutely right. There was like a crinkly sound to this old plastic that just was epically tingly. And sure enough, I was so relaxed. I felt like sleepy almost. And after I got off the phone with them, I said, we played more, we said did fun things together. And after I got off the phone with them, I was like inspired. It's like, okay, she just touched that book in the most delicate, lovely way, and it was so simple. It was nothing pretty, the lighting wasn't good, there was nothing aesthetically pleasing about the scene. It was really just the sounds and the way she touched it. And so I thought, I was literally sitting on the floor where I had finished the call, and I just grabbed my phone and I said, I just started to look around me, and I saw this bin with these items in it, and I just was like, I'm just going to tap and scratch and enjoy the process, and like not worry about the time, not worry about the pace, just whatever actually is very tingly even to me as I do it. I'm just gonna go with the flow and not feel like I need to get to the next item or that sort of thing. And so I sat here and started off with these items, and then in a bit I ended up scratching on the rug that you can see there, and you'll hear that soon. But we're going to finish with the items in this bin first. So it ended up being an extremely relaxing video for me to film, and I thought it would just like, you guys would be like, just view it per usual and no big deal. But you guys loved it. I think I titled it something like the timestamp of when I started scratching on the rug, because it sounded so tingly. I wanted you guys to know, watch this video, even though it doesn't look good, you're gonna get tingles. And so I think I titled it something like poorly lit, not planned, but super tingly, and then I put a timestamp in the title and was like, this part's epic, you need to watch it. And you guys did. I was really surprised. So that was I don't know, 2.5 months back, something like that. And since then I've tried to film, I think, 3 more videos in that same kind of style, and they were no talking, but a lot of you requested a talking version, so I filmed one of them as a voiceover like this is, and I filmed another with my voice as I'm filming. Because I'm holding the camera, I'm not using a mic. I wasn't sure what you would prefer, because sometimes voiceovers you can hear me better if I'm not using a mic than if I were to just be talking with you live filming, especially because in this style of video I do end up putting the camera down a few times, so I have 2 hands to tap with. So I kind of experimented and had you guys let me know between those 2 video options which you preferred, and most of you guys commented that you liked the voiceover more, which is why I am doing a voiceover right now. story of how this video came about, and I just thought it was really sweet that it was one of my little ones just doing ASMR that inspired it. There's a few things that are very relaxing for me creating these kinds of videos because they're so simple and I don't have a mic or headphones in and stuff. I feel like I can kind of relax a bit more into it because I'm not hearing so many outside sounds. I live in Egypt and Egypt is just loud. I mean, it does depend on where you live, but I live in Cairo and it's loud. Any big cities are loud. So when I have the mic, you can just really hear sounds outside more. It picks up sounds very well, which is what an ASMR mic is supposed to do, but it's kind of nice during these videos because the mic on my camera doesn't pick up sounds as well as, or specifically as the mic does. But that way I don't get interrupted as often. I get interrupted a lot when I use the mic. But there's pros and cons to both, of course. I love using the mic because it really captures these detailed sounds and it's so tingly too. So pros and cons to both, but the pros for this is that it's very relaxing as a creator to make the video. Not as many interruptions, although you can hear now there are a few, but had the mic been in that, I would have had to edit that out, you know. This, by the way, is just a granola container from a store called COD. Some coconut flavoured granola. I don't love coconut, but I got it for my husband, who does. And I actually tried it, and the flavour's not overwhelmingly coconut, so it's actually quite good. And they've kind of almost like sugared the coconut, covered it in some kind of honey or something, so it's a light flavour, it's not strong. It's a plastic container, quite nice quality. This store has several flavours of the granola, and it's about, if you live in Egypt, it's £150, which is equal to about $3. So I think that's kind of pricey for this amount of granola, but I wanted to get it for my husband because he really enjoyed it. I got it for him one other time when I visited the US a couple, 3 months back or so. He didn't get to travel with me. It's super difficult for Egyptians to get tourist visas sometimes, so I had to go without him, and so I left him one gift for every day I was gone, like a little something, you know, and I put numbers on each of the items and wrapped them so he wouldn't know what they were. and it's just like put the date on them. And so this was one of those items, and it was the first time he'd had it, and he really liked it, so I was there the other day and picked up another for him. They had like a chocolate flavour and I think a strawberry flavour. I can't remember what else. So this is the moment that I just decided to do a little scratching and realised it sounded amazing. I don't know why I've never done a video on this rug or used it as like an item in a video, I guess. But as you can see, there's kind of like a cream colour and then a black line through there. The cream colour is kind of the base of the rug, and then there's like these black threads that create a line, and the cream colour has like a thread that goes over that long line of black every so often, and it kind of seals it down, and that cream thread's keeping down the black thread gives like a ridge once in a while, and it just creates the best sound, as you can kind of hear that. So you guys asked for more of this rug scratching after the first video I put out. So I think by now you should have, I think this might be the 8th video, because I think there's four no talking different videos where I tap on random items and then intermittently do the rug scratching, and then there's 4 talking versions I've put out, including this is the 4th, so 8 total there should be. And these are my natural nails. I really like the natural nail scratching on the rug. Scratching can be a bit harder with fake nails because it pulls a little bit more, but with my natural nails it doesn't as much. It kind of feels nice. So forgive me if you've heard this 1,000,000 times, but this rug is from IKEA. And I've got 2 rugs, like one big one and one smaller one, just on the floor in our room. It's not sponsored by IKEA or anything. I wish it was, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? But it's I just love IKEA and I get tons of stuff there, so it's quite reasonable. It's more expensive in Egypt than in the US for some reason. But it's still fairly reasonable. Okay, this is just a little plastic Ziploc bag that I had put my frosting in. And I just love the crinkles of the bag, kind of taking the air out. These Ziploc bags are like gold to me because I get them for fairly cheap in the US, and they're more expensive here in Egypt, and we don't have, at least I've not come across the same brand. This is the Ziploc brand. So whenever I travel to the US, I come back with a lot of Ziploc bags in my suitcase. I come back with a lot of random things. There's just certain things I can't find here. There's trying to think of certain things like bulk, like band-aids, like they're just better quality band-aids in the US. I mean, I'm sure you could find some here that are really good, but they'd be like crazy expensive, whereas I can buy like a huge bulk pack in the US for pretty cheap. Also like the little floss picks, like the little floss picks, because of having long nails. They work better for me than the string floss. And those are really expensive here too, so I go to Target and get like a couple bags of those. Of course, there's tampons. In the Middle East, it's very hard to find tampons. And if you do, they're like not the best kind, and they're very expensive for like a very small amount. So I stock up. If you saw my video when I came back from the US one year, it was like a video where I just showed you everything I brought back with me from the US. Like, I think I was unpacking my suitcase with me. The comments were hilarious because it was like, guys, this is going to shock you, but pretty much have one full suitcase of tampons and Ziploc bags. I used to work at an organisation where we were giving the opportunity to people to work in schools in different countries, and I was like a director of the Middle East program there, and there were directors for different parts of the world, and me and another director from, I think it was like maybe East Asia director. He and I were doing kind of a presentation one day because we would train a lot of people to go and teach, but they needed to learn about the culture they were going into, etc. And we would do these like presentations and teaching lessons, and you know, they'd have language classes and all sorts of things, but sometimes we would do like funny skits and that sort of thing. And I remember he and I got up, and it was the most simple bit, but it got everyone roaring, and he and I kept a very straight face for the like 30 seconds that it took to do it. And I remember, I think I said to him, like, we just walk up on the stage and I'm like, so what are you bringing in your second suitcase? Because I don't know if you know, but typically when you fly internationally you get 2 suitcases. I said, I looked at him just like blank, both of us just very blank faces, just simple conversation. So, what are you doing on your second suitcase? And he looked at me and he says, toilet paper. And you? And I just look at him and I go, tampons. And we just leave the stage. And that's it. But it couldn't be more true. On that note, we're talking about frosting. This is another one. This is actually something else that's really, really ridiculously expensive if you find it at an international, like at a grocery store that has international products. I'm not exaggerating. It's embarrassing to say, but we spent $9 on a cream cheese frosting that was like, I think from the same company, Pillsbury or something like that, because I had been craving frosting for like putting it on a cake since this bottle that you're looking at right now. This was the last of a bottle I brought back from the US and used for making the gingerbread house video. And it finished quite quickly, and I was like, I should have got so many more of these. And I just think having tasted it, I was like craving it, and I looked for it all the time. My husband too was like, if you ever see this in the store here. One day, recently, like a month ago, we walked into a store, we both saw frosting from like Pillsbury, and it was like in a very specific spot, like highlighted in the store, because they only get it once in a random while, and it's like super expensive because it's imported. It was $9, and I paid for that. It's crazy. I had been literally looking into cream cheese frosting recipes though, and the cost of purchasing cream cheese here, like a real Philadelphia cream cheese, we don't have cream cheese here other than Philadelphia, and in fact many people in Egypt call cream cheese Philadelphia. They just say, where's the Philadelphia? And so that cream cheese is so expensive. And then also butter that also goes into the frosting, I believe, was also very expensive too. If you get good butter, then you have to buy powdered sugar. And I realised all the ingredients I'd have to purchase to make cream cheese frosting would be like absolutely insane. So $9 was actually better. It was like 300 Egyptian pounds. It's crazy. Oh, sorry. Hey, that's better. It was new, so like 350 Egyptian pounds. So I'm wrong. It was more like $7. That's not as bad. It's still ridiculous. It's still absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, it was $7. So anyway, on my next trip to the US, I'll be bringing lots of these because I got this from the Dollar Tree for $1.25. Albeit this one's smaller than the average size, but I don't care. It's still a very good deal in comparison to if this was full size, maybe it would be $2 instead of $7, you know? Okay, so if you guys have been watching my talking videos recently, I've been giving you guys emojis to put in the comment sections when you make it to the end of the video. I did that years ago, and like there's one of the dots in every one of my talking videos. I'd always give you a random emoji at the very end of the video, just to see who got to the end and it'd be funny to look through comments and just see, for example, like 100 carrots. People that wrote like that they got to the end, you just put a carrot with nothing else, and I know it means you made it to the end. And so recently I told you guys that I would go back and look at some videos that I made during that time frame to see how many random emojis are in some of the comment sections. And I finally did it. I went back the other day and I looked at a few, and it was hilarious. There's a video with, I don't know, between 250 and 300 comments, and it's just like a line of corn on the cob. And it has nothing to do with the video topic, which makes it way more funny to me. Another one was like a bunch of, I can't remember the other one. Anyway, just another random item that I had given you as an emoji, just a long list of like hundreds of this emoji in the comments. If you look around 2020 to like 2021 or 2, any of my talking videos, just look in the comment section. It's entertaining. I took a screenshot like video for you guys. Maybe I'll put that on Patreon or something. So I'm going to give you guys a random emoji right now that you can put in the comment section. I'm thinking. Let's go with the roller skate emoji. If you've made it to the end of this video with me, or nearing the end, go ahead and put a roller skate emoji in the comments. And you don't need to, it can just be by itself and I know what it means. Or if you want to say something, feel free to. I love your comments. I always appreciate them very much. So that will be our emoji for the day. This, by the way, is just a cloth, like fabric laptop bag. And I kid you not, everything was just around me. I didn't stand up and get items. I just like set the camera up and made sounds with everything around me. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.